Good evening and welcome. Bakersfield Speedway here tonight with the Midgets, the TQs, and the Modified Streets. The race doctor, Mike Mosier, along with California Raceway Videos. Tell you what, I've got a whale of a show here for you tonight. Over 30 Midgets entered in this field. Cars from all over the United States. Along with that, of course, Tony Stewart. And right next to me, I have Sleepy Trip. Sleepy, why don't you come on in here? How you doing?
How you doing?
Great. I tell you what, Sleepy, I know that you're the, what, is it 7-time champion now with USAC?
Yeah, 7 on the Western States, yeah.
7 on the Western States, and you've had a little trouble this past year or so trying to find the winner's circle, but I understand you kicked some butt down in New Zealand. What was that all about?
Oh, well, I had a shitty year last year here, but this car here we built for New Zealand, and I had a pretty good run down in New Zealand, so we just brought it back. We're going to do some racing with it this year.
And what's it look like for tonight? I know your car's been out on the track already. How's it feel to you under the throttle?
Pretty sloppy in practice. I had a terrible practice session, but I don't think I was the only guy. But should be a good track tonight, and tough field of cars tonight.
Big field of cars. Who are you driving for here in this black number 33 Mobile Special?
Okay, this car is from Auckland, New Zealand. Danny Lindage.
Danny Lindage. Well, that's not a new name to racing, of course. What do you have in store for racing for 1995 and beyond up in the future? Do you have any aspirations like Kinzer did, winning the Winston Cup, or are you pretty happy with the open wheel?
Well, no, we're just gonna run this year until the money runs dry, and you know, if we start running out of parts, we'll have to shut down. But right now, we haven't been tearing up too much stuff. So, and for the future, I don't know. We're just kind of week to week on the midget deal. So. And
tell me, where do you get the name Sleepy Trip?
Well, I don't think your video's long enough. It was from when I was a kid, but anyway. How long was the tape? Hour tape? 2 hours?
Yeah, 3 or 4.
Not long enough.
All right, I tell you what, Sleepy Trip, a pleasure talking to you. We wish you the very best. There's a T-shirt right there, Sleepy Trip.
My old engine builder.
Your old engine builder, USAC champion. All right, excellent. Appreciate that. Sleepy, good luck to you tonight, by golly.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Sleepy Trip, the black number 3 midget. Weeks ago, Shane Scully in the red number 56 car down at Ventura. ESPN filming Thursday Night Thunder. Of course, our cameras, California Raceway Video there. Catch all the action. Shane Scully did a big flip, and the number 81 car came and hit him right in the roll cage. Shane Scully here tonight going to put it back on the track and kick some booty here at the Bakersfield Speedway. Here we're looking at the white number 91 of Jordan Hermansader. Of course, he was the victor of last year's Grand Prix Turkey Night here at the Bakersfield Speedway. Just went out and schooled all of the other class drivers. Jordan Hermansader in the white number 91 midget. Here we're looking at the Esslinger Engineering blue number 1 of Johnny Cofer 2 weeks ago in Ventura. Coming out of turn 4, second lap only into the main event. Cofer takes a wild spill, a definite candidate for the Raw Thrills and Spills volume number 5 by California Raceway Video, the Johnny Cofer blue machine. Once again, the race doctor Mike Mosier in the pits with Billy Boat. Billy, how you doing, bud?
we're doing real good. We're looking for a real good night tonight.
Well, I'll tell you what, you had a whale of a race down in Ventura, taking the main event, and I understand you've won, what, the last 2 of the 3 events you've been in?
Yeah, we ran 3rd last week, and we won the 2 before that, so we're kind of on a roll right now. The car feels real good. The Lawson Rock and Roll Special is working real well, so we're looking forward to tonight.
So currently the points leader in the USAC Midgets, you plan on traveling the entire circuit all over the United States this year, or how's that look for you?
We're going to run most of the West Coast races, but I think we're going to go back east and run some of the big national races too, so I don't know how that'll affect the points later on, but we're not concerned about it right now. We're just here to win some races.
Well, I'll tell you what, watching a little bit earlier, it looked really good out there. How's this compare with running the sprint cars and into a USAC Midget?
Sprint cars are a little more powerful. Midget takes a little more finesse. You know, I've had a lot of success here in the midget, so I'm real happy to be here.
Well, I tell you what, we look for a great show, a tremendous amount of cars, a lot of talent here. Billy Boat, our money is on you. Good luck to you. Go out and kick some booty, my friend.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Billy Boat, the current points leader with black number 15, the USAC Midget. Doctor, once again, Mike Mosier in the pits with the TQs. A great competitor here, Mark Hart. How you doing, Mark?
Good. Good to be here tonight. Hopefully no rain.
Well, yeah, we do have a potential in the rain. I tell you what, understand the records you said winning the main event a week ago Wednesday down in Ventura. How was that feeling?
It's good. It was, and then a week later on the Saturday, it's looking like we're going to win again, and got in some lap traffic and kind of made a couple mistakes and got passed for the lead and ended up second. I thought I was going to make it 2 in a row, but it ended up not. But it's, you know, second's good, puts us in the points.
Well, that's good. I understand you're ranked, what, right now, 4th in points for 1995?
Yeah, right now we're 4th. We had the first race out, some problems, didn't make the show, and then came back and won Ventura and ended up second and a week later. So it kind of, points-wise, we're only 10 points out of the lead, so and it's early in the season, so I'm not too worried about it yet.
Well, I'll tell you what, 10 points separating the top 4, that is real close competition. Who's your competition here tonight?
Tonight, I'd say Scott Hansen. He's running a hard car like mine, and he'll be fast. He's the one that took the win last week away from me, and he'll be fast.
How does that feel when another competitor comes up and snatches it right out of your hands?
It's kind of like a wake-up call. And last year I won 8 races, and this year I thought I was on my way to the same kind of season, and you know, getting past it's like a reality check. You know, it kind of puts things back in focus for you.
Kind of puts you right back in the zone, if you will. Kind of like surfs up, and we're about to go race. I tell you what, Mark Hart, we wish you the best of luck. Go out and kick some booty.
All right, thanks, sir.
Thank you very much, Mark Hart, out of the TQ division, the white number 7. Kofer looking to bump that car out of position so he can qualify to the main. We're on the green. See the drivers, they come down the main chute grabbing their tear-offs, a little loose mud still on the track. Challenge being putting on the backside right now of Kofer. And a pass being made by the number 67 of Donnie Beechler as he gets underneath. The 51 of J.R. Lawson now moves back up, and there's Kofer. Kofer up in the hunt. Kofer now in that 4th position. Kofer now on the bubble, gets underneath the 51 of J.R. Lawson and makes the pass to the 3rd position. And the number 12 now up into the 4th, Rick Hendricks. Hendricks now on the bubble. Kofer takes a look under the number 30 of Jeremy Sherman as your leader receiving the white flag. Robbie Flock a good 10 car lengths advantage. Kofer takes a look on the inside of the number 30 of Jeremy Sherman. Kofer with a lot of muscle. Checkered flag flies, and Robbie Flock your winner. Jeremy Sherman 2nd. The number 12 slides up for 3rd, Rick Hendricks. And the number 4th finisher, Johnny Kofer. Those drivers will all transfer to the main. A lot of passing on that last lap, and finally settling up in there was the top 4 finisher, with Kofer being that 4th position. Looking for one more car, and out he comes now down the back chute into turn 3. John Sarna. Eight cars, 8 laps. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Oh, all right.
What was the last race I was walking up? What race is that?
First qualifier for Midgets.
That's the first race of the night?
Yeah.
That one? First seat race.
Yeah, we did the time clock qualifying, relegated into the positions for the race.
Okay.
We had the track record broke 12 times tonight.
Really?
Well, no, 12 qualifiers were under the old record.
Lights out, looking for the green. Starter looks them over carefully as they come out of 4. Nice tight start. The number 24, Gene Godepski, your leader off turn 2. Look out, we got a yellow one coming down the back chute. A high speed entry into 3. The 98 car of Steve Alexander. Alexander hooked up in that middle groove, walking away from it out of turn 2. Another car now making a move down into turn 3. The number 74 car of Paul Kruger now running 2nd. Running 3rd, the number 9 of John Sarna. Sarna now catching a pass by Mark Hart. Hart now up to the 3rd position. Also a pass made with the number 47 car running 4th, Steve Conrad. Holy mackerel, look at that lead into turn 4. Steve Alexander, definitely a class act here in round 1 of qualifying. Running 2nd, the number 74 of Paul Kruger. Kruger now starting to get passed by Mark Hart in that white number 7 as he makes it past him out of turn 4. Hart now up to 2nd. Hart started 8th. 5 laps, he's picked up 5 positions. The number 1 car of Rick Atkins, currently running in that 5th position. White flag shown to your leader, the yellow number 98, Steve Alexander. Mark Hart running 2nd, the number 74, Paul Kruger 3rd. There's a pass coming off turn 2, look out. Number 47, able to hold him off, Steve Conrad, and your winner, 98, Steve Alexander. Mark Hart 2nd, number 74, Paul Kruger 3rd, and I believe it was the number 47, Steve Conrad, picked up that 4th position, followed right behind him the number 1 of Rick Atkins. What a quick time for the 98 car, your winner, Steve Alexander. And outside last row, the number 36 car, your 1994 National USAC champion, Tony Stewart. So a whole lot of great names and competition here in round 2 qualifying for USAC Midgets. Starting grid looks good. Your starter turning the lights off. We will look to go green off of turn 4. Starter shakes his head, no way. Brian Toohey a little eager on the start, a little anticipatory of the flag coming out, and your starter wisely says, nope, 2-car length advantage is just a little too much. He'll put him back and regroup. So your front row up there, the 93 of Brian Toohey and the 91 of Jordan Hermansader. Of course, Hermansader won the 1994 Turkey Grand Prix here at Bakersfield. Lights out, looking for the restart, or the re-green, if you will. Much better start off the corner. Hermansader sticks it in the toe. We got high and into the off the track. No contact. No contact whatsoever. He cleared that exit gate. But Jordan Hermansader, definitely a class act. We go into the wall in turn 3. Oh, man.
No, that was Craig Dillard there. Turn 3 is Tony Stewart.
Tony Stewart sits over in the wall in turn 3. The car that went out of the exit gate absolutely touched nothing, got it turned sideways enough to go through, was the 14 car of Craig Dillard. Dillard got a little airborne as he came off the left front of the inside car. And no damage whatsoever. But Hermansader with a nice springboard off of 4 came down through the traps and was leading coming into 1. Fortunate for Craig Dillard, no contact there. He's back into the race.
Oh, for the truckers. Oh,
Yeah,
that's where Mike is. Yeah.
Are you Dick?
No, he's good.
Oh, the next group?
Yeah, he's the type of score on the USAC.
USAC started looking them over. Lights are out. Look for the cone out of turn 4 as the start point. Hermansader with another springboard off 4 jumps up your leader. Off the pace is Brian Toohey. Toohey falls all the way to the back. Hermansader up close to the wall. Hermansader now falls back to second or third, right behind the number 2 of Dave Darland. And a new leader, of course, coming off turn 4 right now. The number 92 is the car. Graham Standring, the number 92 car, running first. Right behind him, the number 2 of Dave Darland. And then the number 15 running third, Billy Boat. Boat now running third. Black flag being exhibited to the 93 of Brian Toohey. 4 laps now completed. The number 36 car, Tony Stewart, now up in the hunt. Stewart makes a pass down low into 3. Stewart made a pass off of Billy Boat as Boat bobbled off turn 2. Stewart now starting to reel in the second place runner, the number 2 of Dave Darland. A muscle move into turn 3. And Stewart moves into that second place behind the number 92 of Graham Standring. You can see Tony Stewart's left front coming off the track as he came off turn 2. He's got a lot of hook and muscle. One more time around. Stewart sticks it in early underneath your leader of Graham Standring. Right on his back bumper, though. Tony Stewart sticks it deep into 3. Oh, it's a fight to come across the finish line. And the number 92 car wins it. Graham Standring. Tony Stewart finishing up second, and it looked like the number 2 of Dave Darland finishing third with the number 15 of Billy Boat fourth. That's unofficial on those last 2 positions as they came across real close across the start-finish line.
These number 2 cars, Dave who?
Darland.
So definitely the track being real fast here tonight. Records falling each and every time we've gone out. Modified street stock action. Camaro's on the track. This will be 8 laps of qualifying. On the pole, the number 63 car out of Taft, California, your driver Kenny Beard. Outside front row, the number 91 car out of Porterville. It was your 1994 Rookie of the Year, your driver Billy Noland. Second row inside, the number 52 car. Sponsored in there by Chewy's Mesquite Broiler. Looking strong, the James the Hammer Hammonds. Outside second row, the number 4J car, your driver out of Bakersfield, sponsored by Ed's 4x4 and CJ Race Car Paints, your driver Super Phil Matthews. Third row inside, the number 3 car, 2 years in the building with this RGR race car, your driver out of Bakersfield, Bo Earnshaw. The number 17 car, your 1994 track champion out of Porterville, Slippery Steve Nolan. And the third and final entry, the 3B car of Ron Malone. 8 laps of qualifying, lights out, looking for a green this time around. Whoa, Billy Nolan with a jump start off of 4 and hooked up into turn 1 off turn 2, your leader. Right behind Nolan is the Super Phil Matthews, the number 4 car. Running third, the number 17 car, Steve Noland. James the Hammer Hammonds making a muscle move on the top side of Beard off turn 2, side by side. It's Beard and Hammonds down the back chute, and Hammonds in a 52 car makes the pass. The number 91 car of Billy Nolan first. Running second, the number 4J of Super Phil Matthews, and then the number 17 of Steve Nolan. Nolan on the back bumper takes a look underneath as the door is open. Matthews opens the door, and Nolan couldn't find the mustard to put on the doggy. Once again off turn 2, Billy Nolan opens the door, and up jumps Super Phil Matthews. Matthews backs off, entering into turn 3. Nolan goes high. Back out of turn 4, your number 52 fourth place runner of James the Hammer Hammonds. Then you pick up the 63 of Kenny Beard. Running in at 5th position, the 6th position, the number 3 of Bo Earnshaw. 5 laps down, 3 to go now for first round qualifiers for the modified street division. Nolan coming through, running that second groove, opens the door for Matthews. Matthews nose to tail. Right behind him, you got Nolan on his backside, and Matthews makes another muscle move off 2, and Nolan sticks it deep into 3, side by side off of 4. White flag action, your new leader, Super Phil Matthews. Steve Nolan in the 17 car, running second. Behind him, the number 91 of Billy Nolan, third. Coming out of turn 4, you're taking the winner now, Super Phil Matthews. Steve Nolan second, Billy Nolan third, and James the Hammer Hammonds in that Chewy's Mesquite Broiler makes the 4th qualifier. Bo Earnshaw, A1 Multi-Business, finishes up 5th. Right behind him, Kenny Beard out of Taft. And then you have the 3B of Ron Malone. So Super Phil Matthews hanging on to a real strong lead out there. Takes a checkered.
Top 3 on that last one. Modified last 3. The first 3 was 4J and Super Phil Matthews. Phil Matthews.
So the starting grid is set. Cars are proper order. Lights are out. We'll be looking for a green this time through. On the pole, setting the pace, Keith Ayaya, the number 26 car. Outside him, the number 15 or 94 of Chris Hedge. Ayaya, first one into turn 1, off turn 2, your leader. Couple cars making contact there. The 94 of Chris Hedge. 16 car of Amy Wilson now in the hunt. Comes off turn 2. Amy Wilson now takes the lead going into 3. Young lady driver now in the lead, followed by the 26 car of Keith Aiea running second, running that upper high groove. A pass being made underneath down low is the 89 car of Steve Kellick. Kellick now up to that second position. Chris Hedge drops back to third. Amy Wilson now getting a challenge on the backside. Steve Kellick looking to reel her in as they come off turn 2. Scott Hansen on the high side through 4, up high, makes a pass. Side by side into turn 1. Kellick makes the move, coming up side by side out of 3. Now running third is the number 3 car, Scott Hansen. Amy Wilson in the number 16 car, your leader, followed by the number 89 of Steve Kellick. Scott Hansen running third. Kellick sticks it underneath deep into 3. Pulls Amy off the button a little bit. White flag. One more time around. Now your leader, Steve Kellick, followed by the number 3 of Scott Hansen. Hansen sticking it deep underneath into 3. Kellick off 4. Kellick takes the first win. The number 3 car. Scott Hansen second. The 16 car of Amy Wilson picked up third.
And then 11 and then 26.
Then you pick up Richard McCormick in the 11 car, and then the 26 car of Keith Aiea.
Who was the winner of that race?
Go ahead, Howard.
Last row inside and outside of him, the number 4 of Kenny Irwin. Lights out, looking to go green. Top 4 finishers go directly to the main. Oh, a little tangle up there with the number 50, Charlie Teed, and the number 49 at Dwayne Markham. Charlie Teed off turn 2, your leader. Up into second now, the number 8 car of Wally Pancratz. Pancratz made a nice move up. Now on the back bumper, trying to reel your leader in of Charlie Teed. Pancratz gets sideways off of 4. Up high in the second groove, trying to make a muscle move over Charlie Teed. Is the number 4 of Kenny Irwin. And Irwin makes the pass. Kenny Irwin, now your leader. Irwin real strong into turn 3 off turn 4. And another pass is made. Jason Jonkman now running second in the red, number 24. Charlie Teed in the 50 car running third. And the number 9 makes a pass. That's Jay Drake. Gets past Charlie Teed. Pancratz in that 4th position. Teed in a 5th. Bounces up high. Kenny Irwin, your leader. Jason Jonkman running second. Jay Drake third. Wally Pancratz 4th. White flag action one more time around. Irwin sticking it hard into turn 1. And here comes your winner off of turn 4. Your winner, Kenny Irwin. 24 is Jason Jonkman second. The number 9 of Jay Drake third. The yellow number 8 of Wally Pancratz, your 4th qualifier into the main. So Irwin and Jonkman, Drake and Pancratz will all qualify into the main. All rest will be resided into a semi.
Okay, Howard, stand up.
Seven cars, 8 laps. The number 8 of Guy Barber on the pole outside of him, the 29 car of Eric Edenholm. And we're on the green. Look at that number 71 on the inside. Brian Stanfield was trying to make a muscle move. Eric Edenholm off turn 4, your leader. The number 8 of Guy, the 01 is your Gary Schroeder. Schroeder now running second, coming off turn 2 with a lot of amps, rolls up to the backside, sticks it deep into 3. Oh, hits that inside apron, gets the front end up and makes the pass. Your leader now, Gary Schroeder. Eric Edenholm running second. Oh, up out of the apex, popped up high. Guy Barber drops back to that 5th position as he got a little hooked up and popped out of the groove. Brian Stanfill, your current 3rd place runner, enters into turn 3. Off turn 4, your 4th place runner in the 36 car, West Evans. Your leader now coming off turn 4. It'll be 6 laps down and 2 to go. Gary Schroeder, followed by Eric Edenholm in the 29 car. Then the 3rd place runner, the 71 car of Bryant Stanfill. White flag action one more time around. And here's your winner out of turn 4, the 01 of Gary Schroeder. The number 29 finishing second, Eric Edenholm. The number 71 of Brian Stanfill picks up that 3rd place.
1, then 36.
4th place finisher was the number 36 car of West Evans.
Who was second and third? 29 Howard, stand up.
Driver Jerry Kobza. Jerry Kobza in that bright yellow car. 3rd row inside will be the 04 car. That is the black car of Jerry Coons. Outside 2nd row, the number 16 car. Your driver Dennis Hart. Lights out, looking for the green this time through. Jerry Kobza with a nice start in the 2nd groove, off turn 2, your leader. Ross Murray running 2nd, 3 abreast through turns 3. And the 73 car of George Ito now running 3rd. George the Judge Ito up into that 3rd position. Jerry Kabadza off at turn 4, your leader 73. George Ito now up to 2nd as Murray drifts high up close to the wall at 1 and 2. Ito now working on the backside, sticks his nose underneath your leader. Jerry Kabadza side by side, and Ito makes a pass and goes into 1 as your new leader. George the Judge Ito. Jerry Kabadza now back to 3rd. As the number 31 car of Hank Butcher makes the pass. George Ito, your leader, followed by Hank Butcher. And then the 18 car of Jerry Kobza. The 63 car of Walt Johnson running 4th. He's on the bubble one more time around. Ito, your leader. Hank Butcher 2nd. Jerry Kobza 3rd. Walt Johnson 4th, but catching some heat on the backside, and your winner, George Ito. The 31 of Butcher 2nd. Kobza 3rd. The 63 car of Walt Johnson, your 4th and final transferee into the main event.
What car number was third?
Number 18, and then 63.
Scheduled in this 2nd round qualifying, be your last week's main event winner, the number 2 car, your driver, Dashing Daryl Hood. Along with him will be the number 9 car out of Porterville, Glenn Hughes. Also finishing up last week was 4th or 5th, I believe, in the main event was the number 48 car, your driver, Bruce Smith. The pretty blue with the yellow 44 on the door there, driver Rude Rick Childress. Then the number 76 car had 2 weeks ago had flames come out of the hood of that car out of Taft, California, driver Charlie Jones. Jones will be starting up in the front row. We go back to the 3rd row outside. The number 57 car comes to us by the way of Redondo Beecher driver Floyd Quackenbush. And final car in entry, the white number 66 out of Bakersfield, Art Irving. Lights out, looking for green. 8 laps of qualifying. And your starter puts him on a green. First into turn 1 is the number 9, Glenn Hughes. Off turn 2, running second is the number 2 car of Daryl Hood. Running third, the number 48 of Bruce Smith, and then Floyd Quackenbush running 4th. Phil. Nose to tail off turn 2, your leader Glenn Hughes with Daryl Hood right on his back bumper. Hood takes a look underneath as Hughes opens the door momentarily. Bruce Smith running 3rd. Right on his backside is the number 57 of Floyd Quackenbush. Quackenbush takes a look underneath. Smoke coming out of the inside of that white number 48 as he goes up and sparks coming underneath of that car. Bruce Smith off the pace, your leader, the number 9 of Glenn Hughes. Running second, the number 2 of Dashing Daryl Hood. Running third now is the 57 of Floyd Quackenbush. Running 4th is Rick Childress. Charlie Jones. Daryl Hood off turn 2, side by side into 3, and Hood makes the move on Hughes. And your winner, the number 2 car, Daryl Hood. Finishing second, the number 9 of Glenn Hughes. Third goes to the 57 car of Floyd Quackenbush. Fourth, the number 44 car of Rude Rick Childress. And finally, your 5th place finisher, the number 76 car of Charlie Jones. Daryl Hood, number 2. Daryl, D-A-R. D-A-R-R-E-L-L. Atkins off turn 2, your leader. Guy Barber in the number 8 car now running second. The number 87 car of Ron Arndt running 3rd. But right now your leader in the number 1, Rick Atkins. Chris Hedge in the number 94 car, currently running 4th down the back chute. Top 8 transfer, 4 laps down this time around. Rick Atkins now with a good 10 car length advantage over the 2nd place Guy Barber. as Atkins gets the white flag one more time around. The number 87 car of Ron Arndt running third, the 94 car of Chris Hedge fourth. And here comes your winner, Rick Atkins. Guy Barber second, Ron Arndt third, the number 94 car of Chris Hedge fourth.
And fifth was 26, Keith Dye.
Fifth place was the number 26 car of Keith Aiella.
9,
Then you pick up the number 9 car of John Sarna.
77, Heather.
And then the lady driver in the number 77 car, Heather Calderwood, transfers.
7, John.
And the final qualifier, the number 27 of Kansas City. The number 16 car, your driver, Dennis Hart. Third row outside. In the 04 car, your driver, Jerry Coons. 14 car, your driver, Craig Dillard. Outside, fourth row, the 56 car, Shane Scully. Next row inside, the number 91, your 1994 Turkey Classic, that's Jordan Hermansader. The number 50 of Charlie Teed. Next row inside, the number 55 of Ross Murray. Outside of Ross Murray in the 93 out of Bakersfield, Brian Toohey. Then you pick up the 49 of Dwayne Markham. The number 40 rookie out of Bakersfield, Sean Calderwood. And the final entrant, the number 10 of Paul Marshall. 15 cars, 4 transferring to the main. Top 4 will transfer to the main. Your starter looking them over, turns the yellow lights out. Look for the start out of turn 4, setting the pace on the pole. The number 67 of Donnie Beecher. Beechler sets it off of 4. And we're on the green. Donnie Beechler with a nice jump start. Comes off turn 2, your leader. John Sarna running second. And the number 51 of J.R. Lawson trying to reel that leader in of Beechler. Lawson on the inside. Oh, 2 cars tangling over in turns 2. That was Sean Calderwood. Oh, rollover in turn 4. Oh, boy. 3 times over all by himself. The number 10 car of Paul Marshall all by himself got down into turn 3, got his nose on the inside apron, upset him, and he came over and did 2 barrel rolls in the air and down on the ground. The number 10 of Paul Marshall.
That's his first night in the midget, too.
Paul Marshall definitely getting introduction to midget racing, his first night ever in a midget.
On that infield road, please.
Definitely an e-ticket ride here this evening. So we're looking for a green. Lights are out. Give a start coming out, and the green flag flies. Out of turn 4. Beechler sets the pace. Hangs on to that lead, but coming off turn 2, look at a lot of muscle. J.R. Lawson definitely has some hooked up power right now. John Sarna running second. Yellow flag as Calderwood gets tied up into turn 3 over here. Sean Calderwood, the stalled car over at the apex of 3 and 4. Yellow flag flies for him. So the 05 of Tony Elliott on the bubble. We go green. Off turn 4, your leader Donnie Beechler. J.R. Lawson second. John Sarna third. And the 05 now catching some heat on the backside. Oh boy, side by side into 3, makes some body contact. And your 4th place runner is the number 16 of Dennis Hart. Hart now the car on the bubble, the red number 16. 5 down, 3 laps to go. J.R. Lawson not settling in for that 2nd place, trying to take a muscle move on Donnie Beechler as he comes off of 4. Running 5th right now would be the 14 card of Craig Dillard. Spin out over in turn 1. Yellow flag flies for a spin out in turn 1. I believe that's the 40 car of Sean Calderwood again. Craig Dillard, he'll need to move up one more position to go into the main, and right behind him the 05, the hard charger, Tony Elliott. Lights out, can go green at any moment, and the green flag flies. Elliott made a move under Dillard. White flag action. Oh, Dillard sticks it deep into 3. Almost made a pass. Dillard sticks it down low into turn 1 and loses it. Look out. Top 4 qualify. Elliott's got to reel in one more car. Elliott spins out, makes contact, and up into the final transferee, the number 93 car of Brian Toohey out of Bakersfield. Oh boy, I'll tell you what, Elliott was trying his darndest to make a qualification movement out of turn 4. Got that 16 car sideways of Dennis Hart. Both of them fell off the pace, opened the door, and that orange number 93 of Brian Toohey moves into the main event.
I didn't forget this time.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. God, I love racing. I tell you what, the lineup looking good out here for the TQ main. 20 laps of action. On the pole, the 01 of Gary Schroeder. So all 20 cars have made it out on the track now. We'll get them in their proper position, get ready to go green. One more time around with indications on the yellow. Next time around, we'll be receiving the green flag for a fast 20-lap main event. Track records have fallen here tonight with the cool air making some real good horsepower and a great track put together by Jose Martin. This ought to be a real quick, fast main event here. Lights out, and we're on the green. Gary Schroeder on the inside lane makes it first into turn 1 off turn 2. Your leader right behind him in the number 1 car, Rick Atkins. And then the number 89 is Steve Kellick. Kellick just gets passed by the number 3 of Scott Hansen. Hansen now running 3rd. Kellick in an 89 car off turn 2 gets his nose under, but can't put enough mustard on the doggy. The number 89 car of Kellick now makes the pass back up to 3rd. Hansen falls back to 4th. Off the pace in the infield, the number 9 car comes up laying down the main chute, John Sarna. Mark Hart now in back to 5th position. Separation between the front group and a group behind him. Mark Hart starting to reel in those front 4 runners. Up front, the 0-1 of Gary Schroeder, the bright yellow one now coming off turn 4. Rick Atkins, the number 1 car, runs second. Then you pick up the 89 of Steve Kellick, 4th. The black number 3 of Scott Hansen looking to make a muscle move out of 2. Couldn't hold the handle. And Mark Hart now joins the top 5 runners. Atkins trying to get past your leader off turn 2. Oh, rollover right at the flag stand. Comes up on all 4s, facing backwards.
That was lap 9, I'm getting it. That was lap 77, Heather Calderwood.
So the rookie lady driver Heather Calderwood gets a little initiation into the TQ midgets. Rick Atkins running second. The number 89 is Steve Kellick, 3rd, and Scott Hansen, 4th. And we're on the green. Mark Hart running 5th. 6th place runner right now. Amy Wilson in the 16th car is now up to the 6th position. Mark Hart underneath of Scott Hansen inherits the 4th position. Hansen right behind him. Halfway this time around. 10 down and 10 to go. Hansen takes a look underneath Mark Hart as they came off turn 2. Hart sticks it in deep and makes a pass off of 4. It gets past the number 89 of Steve Kellick. And Scott Hansen in turn 2 on the high side, trying to make a muscle move up on the high groove. Leader into turn 1, still the 0-1 of Gary Schroeder. Rick Atkins still holding down that 2nd position. Mark Hart now up to the 3rd position in a white number 7. The number 89, Steve Kellick, runs in that 4th spot. And Scott Hansen in a black number 3, your 5th place runner. As the leaders now ripping their way through lap traffic. 17 laps just completed, 3 remain, 17 down, 3 to go. White flag this time out of turn 4, your leader Gary Schroeder. Rick Atkins in the number 1 car 2nd, Mark Hart in the number 7 car 3rd, the number 89 of Steve Kellick 4th, Scott Hansen running 5th right now. And here's your winner, Gary Schroeder. Rick Atkins finishes 2nd, Mark Hart 3rd. Fine drive from the pole position all the way through. Your winner in the 0-1, Gary Schroeder. The number 1 of Rick Atkins 2nd, Mark Hart in the number 7 car 3rd, Steve Kellick 4th, Scott Hansen in the black number 3 5th, and the lady driver, the young number 16, Amy Wilson, your next finisher. Amy finishing up in that 6th position.
No. 0117, 89, 3 was 5th, 98 was 6th, Amy was 7th. 98 got by her on lap.
On lap 15, I indicate here that the number 98 of Steve Alexander finished just ahead of the number 16 car of Amy Wilson. So Amy Wilson finishing up in that 7th position.
Yeah, right, yeah. And then 8th should be
fastest qualifiers inverted on the pole with 6 fast time here this evening. The number 15 car, your driver Billy Boat. Outside front row, the number 67 of Donnie Beechler. Inside second row, the 31 of Hank Butcher. The number 4 car of Kenny Irwin. The number 36 car of Tony Stewart. Fast time qualifier here tonight with the track record. The number 1 car of Johnny Kofer. Lights out. We're looking for green this time around. 4th row inside the number 9 of Trey Drake. Pulling a wheel stand down the main chute, Billy Boat. Boat has won 2 of 3 main events thus far this year, has an excellent opportunity starting up front, now leading this race with 1 lap down. Hank Butcher running second. Butcher takes a look underneath him through 1 and 2. Butcher running second, the 67 car of Donnie Beechler third. Jay Drake on the inside off 2 makes a pass, and Jay Drake now running 4th. Kofer moves up now. The number 36 car currently running 5th, Tony Stewart. Drake right behind him. Laps down now. The 36 car now taking a challenge. The number 12 just made a fine move. Rick Hendricks put a wild move on Tony Stewart. Hendricks now running 5th on the backside of Jay Drake and makes a pass on Drake as Drake pushed up high out of turn 2. The number 12 car of Rick Hendricks now in that 4th position on the back bumper of the 67 Donnie Beechler. Your leader now off turn 4, Billy Boat, followed by Hank Butcher, Donnie Beechler running 3rd, and the number 12 of Rick Hendricks 4th. Jay Drake 5th, the number 1 car of Johnny Kofer 6th. Currently running 7th is the number 36 car, your driver Tony Stewart. This time around 12 laps down, 18 laps remain. Your leader now goes into turn 3. Off turn 4, starting to look at lap traffic. Lap traffic, the next one up will be the number 18 of Jerry Kobza. Kobza in turn 3, Boat right on his backside. Move over flag being issued to the yellow number 18 as Boat sets to the inside, makes contact with lap traffic, and Butcher got on the backside of him. We go yellow down the back chute. John Sarna right below the Bud Light Trout sign. Sarna got crossed up coming out of 2 and parks it sideways down the back chute. Your 1994 national champion now finds himself in a 7th position in Larry Brown's number 36. And we're back on the green. Billy Boat, your leader. Butcher second. Donnie Beechler third. Rick Hendricks fourth. Jay Drake fifth. Johnny Kofer sixth. Then you pick up Stewart in the 36 car up high. Tony Stewart running that upper groove, trying to find a little bit more traction down the main chute. Brian Toohey now running in that 16th position. Started dead last. Oh, big wreck down the back chute. Holy mackerel. Got up high over the backside. The white one right below the Milt sign, that is the number 36 car of Tony Stewart. Stewart had a car climb over on the top side of his. Currently now laying on his side. Rescue crew over there helping the driver get out. Driver is out of the car and is okay. That's the driver of the number 2 car involved in that altercation. Dave Darland. Darland got airborne and came off the top side of Stewart and went over on his side. Down next out of turn 4. Lights are out. Setting the pace, Billy Boat into turn 3, and the flag flies. Boat on the move. Up high into turn 4. John Sarna got a lot of RPM off the corner, running third from last as he goes through the transition of 1 and 2. Butcher gets in the backside of Boat in turn 3. Up on the high side, the number 67 of Beecher trying to grab that new track surface. Oh, stuck it deep into 3. RPM up high, makes a move, now running third. Donnie Beechler up on that high groove, finding a little more track to drive on. Sticks it hard into 3. Off turn 4. He may have found a new way around that track now on the top side of Butcher. Oh man, look at Donnie Beecher using that turn 3 as an obvious advantage, makes a move into second. Donnie Beecher up a little high now out of turn 2. Hank Butcher tries to re-inherit that second place. But turn 3 is definitely an advantage for Beechler right now. Beecher looking for some new hunting ground, goes up into that high groove trying to get it to work. And turn 3, he's definitely found a handle on it there. Yellow flag, John Sarna loses it over in turn 4. So that's a second yellow for Sarna, so I believe we'll say goodnight to to Sarna because 2-spin rule. Oh, what an amazing drive by that number 67 of Donnie Beecher, definitely using turn 3 to his advantage, sticking it deep in that upper groove, finding a new track surface, a little new hunting ground, if you will, and moved himself up to third, had a second groove working for him out of 2 against Hank Butcher, and just couldn't quite find enough grip on the track. Decided to fall back down into that lower apron through the back chute. Now that combination for Donnie Beecher of grabbing the upper groove in turn 3 and the lower groove of turn 2 may work for him. 17 cars remaining and everybody on the lead lap. This is definitely a fast-paced, clean race. Boats, lights out, jumps on the handle. Beechler gets in the backside of Hank Butcher. Donnie Beechler up on that high groove again in 2, opens the door. Beechler uses the turn 3 again and gets a lot of RPM through the corners. Johnny Colfer in that blue number 1 has now moved past 4 cars. We got 23 laps down, 24 this time around. Donnie Beechler with a lot of RPM off turn 4. Sets his car down on the lower apron off 2. Right in the backside of him, you pick up the number 12 of Rick Hendricks. 25 down, 5 laps to go. Beechler backpedals up into turn 1, off turn 2, sticks it high, takes an early turn into 3. Billy Boat in the number 15, your leader, followed by Hank Butcher in the number 31. Donnie Beechler running 3rd, Rick Hendricks 4th. Beechler with a lot of RPM off the 4th corner. The number 4 car of Kenny Irwin running 5th. Then you pick up the number 73 of George Ito 6th. Oh boy, Butcher working over Boat out of 4. The track may have gone away for the setup. Stewart gets crossed up. We go on yellow. Look out, Butcher. I don't know if you caught that or not, race fans, but out of turn 4, it looked like the track surface, the setup that Billy Boat had gone away for him, and Hank Butcher, track coming to him, had a little bit more speed, got underneath of Billy Boat. Yellow comes out for the number 36 of Tony Stewart. We don't race the yellow, we revert back to the previous lap. 2 to go. Lights will go out as they come out of turn 2. Lights out, we're looking to go green. Back on the green, Boat comes off of 4, your leader. Boat with a real jump off turn 2. White flag one more time around your leader, Boat, followed by Butcher. Then you pick up Donnie Beechler. Beechler up high, makes a pass, and Rick Hendricks makes a move on Beechler. Also open the doors, Kenny Irwin up there running 4th. Beechler falls back to 5th. Beechler 5th, the number 8 car, 6th. Wally Pankratz made his way up to finish 6th, but your winner out there in the 15 car, Billy Boat, followed by the number 31, Hank Butcher.
67 go high, turn 3, and then they feel the guys.
Yes. Boy, I tell you what, the 67 car, Donnie Beechler, came out high out of 2, opened the door, and up comes the devil, and he got up into 3, up real high, let 2 cars get under him.
That 36 car spin right here, I was watching.
He Tango with 92, the guy that stalled. Now he was coming out of 4 here. And then that was his 2nd stop, so he was out. That was the national midget champion last year. Really
So 36 and 92 are the ones that spun and I caused the yellow that...
yeah, 36 stopped here on the...
Well, I'll tell you what there is, ladies and gentlemen. Let him hear your winner of the main event for the USAC Midgets, Billy Boat. Of course, finishing up 2nd out there with a real fine ride, the number 31 of Hank Butcher. Hank Butcher, one of the racing grandfathers that raced the USAC Midget circuit. Butcher was the second place finisher in the 1994 Turkey Night here at Bakersfield last November. The number 9 of Glenn Hughes, second row inside. It's the Chewy's Mesquite broiler known as James the Hammer Hammonds. Outside second row, out of Taft, California's driver Charlie Jones. Third row inside, sponsored by CJ Race Car Paints, Super Phil Matthews. Outside third row, the number 2 car of Dashing Darrell Hood, Art Irving in the number 66, and Bo Earnshaw in the number 3. Into turn 1, off turn 2, your leader, Billy Nolan, getting sideways off the back chute. Gets hammered in the backside by Glenn Hughes and then James the Hammer Hammonds and Darrell Hood. Nolan gets sideways in turn 1 and 2. Picks up Bo Earnshaw in the melee. And we go on the yellow. Nolan came in hard into turn 1, looked like he lost traction, got sideways, turned around, and Bo Earnshaw in that pretty black number 3 had nowhere to go. That A1 multi-business black 3 Camaro, Bo Earnshaw, got tangled up and was taken up, put on the inside apron. Restart down the back chute. Lights out, looking for a green. Glenn Hughes hits the green. He is your leader, followed by James the Hammer Hammonds in that Chewy's Mesquite broiler. Charlie Jones opens the door in the second corner. Up comes Darrell Hood side by side into turn 3. Hood makes the transfer up to the 3rd position. Charlie Jones, then you pick up Steve Nolan in that number 17 car, currently running 5th. Turns 1 and 2 a little loose for the drivers as Darrell Hood got sideways. Earnshaw and Art Irving make a tangle down the main chute. Art Irving staying out on the track up high in turn 1. Darrell Hood now trying to muscle back up to second as James the Hammer Hammonds holds that position off turn 4. The number 9 car, your leader, now into turn 3, Glenn Hughes, followed by the 52 car of James the Hammer Hammonds. Then you pick up Darrell Hood and then Steve Nolan. The number 4J of Super Phil Matthews now joins the top 5 runners as Charlie Jones falls off the pace back out in turn 2. Your number 57, Floyd Quackenbush, working on the backside, trying to reel him in. It's a mad dash into turn 3 as Steve Nolan works that upper groove, makes a move past Hood. Nolan finding some handle up on that upper groove, now on the top side of Hammer Hammonds. Yellow being shown now for Bo Earnshaw, looping it in the back chute, coming out of turn 2. We're looking for a regreen. All right, we got a winner here. The correct answer is McDowell, California. What's your name?
Brian Belknap.
And you're with Mac Tools?
Yes, sir.
Congratulations, thank you. All right, back on the green. Out of turn 4, your leader, the number 9 car, Glenn Hughes. Muscle move by Steve Nolan up on a higher groove. He's opted to go up there and makes the pass, and now challenging for the lead deep into turn 3. Same kind of thing that you saw the 67 car do a little bit earlier. Donnie Beechler found that upper groove in turn 3, worked real well for him. And now Steve Nolan has inherited that lead, followed by the number 9 of Glenn Hughes, the number 52 of James the Hammer Hammonds, and right behind him the number 2 of Dashing Darrell Hood, Floyd Quackenbush trying to get past that roadblock, currently running 5th. Takes a look underneath of Hammonds off of turn 2. Sticks it deep into turn 3, up in the quarter panel. Sees an open sight as he comes off that turn 4 corner. Floyd Quackenbush now looks also like Donnie Beechler did. Tries that upper groove in 3. Closes the door on the 52 car, and Floyd Quackenbush, the blue number 57 off turn 2, up on the high side, trying to gain some footage. Side by side in the 3. Quackenbush stays on the top side. The number 2 of Darrell Hood off turn 2 gets underneath of Glenn Hughes, gets him sideways going into 3, sticks it in deep and comes underneath for the transfer to 2nd. And Quackenbush now makes the pass on James the Hammer Hammonds. Quackenbush now on the back bumper of Glenn Hughes. Quackenbush now running 4th, your leader, the 17 car of Nolan, followed by the number 2 of Darrell Hood. The number 9 running in that 3rd position, Glenn Hughes. Floyd Quackenbush running 4th. Phil Matthews now makes the pass on James the Hammer for that 5th spot. Leader now coming through lap traffic, turn 1, getting underneath of Art Irving. Darrell Hood about 15 car lengths back, and the number 2 just getting off turn 2. We've got about 5 laps remaining here with your leader Steve Nolan. Floyd Quackenbush in the 57 car trying to get on the upside of Glenn Hughes, now drops down low out of turn 2. Sticks it deep into 3, makes contact with Hughes. Hughes closes the door and hangs on to that 3rd spot. Glenn Hughes running 3rd, Floyd Quackenbush 4th, and 4J Super Matthews running 5th. Your leader off turn 2, the number 17 of Steve Noland, followed by the number 2 of Darrell Hood running 2nd. Charlie Jones in the 76 car goes another lap down. Cars tangle over in turn 3 and 4. Floyd Quackenbush and Glenn Hughes opens the door, and up jumps Super Phil Matthews to that 3rd position. Quackenbush now 4th. James the Hammer 5th. Billy Nolan 6th, and Glenn Hughes 7th. White flag action being shown now to your leader, the 17 of Steve Nolan, the number 2 of Darrell Hood 2nd, the number 4 J Super Phil Matthews 3rd, Floyd Quackenbush 4th, and there's your winner, Steve Nolan. The American Truck Parts Special. Discount Corners number 2, Darrell Hood finishes up a great strong 2nd place. Whoa, what a race in there for that. Between Super Phil Matthews and Floyd Quackenbush, and 4J Super Phil Matthews able to hang on for that 3rd spot. The number 57 of Floyd Quackenbush 4th, the number 91 of Billy Nolan 5th. Then you pick up the 52 of James the Hammer Hammonds in the 6th position. A great main event here with the modified streets. We invite you all back again next Saturday night, where we'll have a 4-car division. The late models will be back, along with the modified street, the IMCA modifieds, and then of course the hobby stocks. All of that action next Saturday night here around 7 o'clock.
Okay, did you get in the vision meeting? Okay, I know top two. Who would
Run it up the top 5.
the midget name?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I tell you what, one whale of a racer tonight. USAC Midgets definitely showing how the hog eats the cabbage. Track record was broke 12 times this evening, and of course the track record now set by Johnny Cofer in the blue #1. Next week we're going to feature the late models of modified streets, the IMCA modifieds, and the hobby stocks. And of course we'll meet you all over at Lamppost Pizza, courtesy of Jeff Christensen, California Raceway Video. Until then, this is the race doctor Mike Mosier saying good night to y'all, take care, and may God bless each and every one of you. And I love racing. Yeah.